Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Journey. As you can see in this little corner, the Hippo finally got approved, which was awesome to see. But in today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the most popular, probably most powerful heroes that we have within AFK Journey. We're going to break down the skills and abilities that she possesses, and that is Cecia. Now, overall, most players don't understand or don't think that she is a marksman. When you look at her, when you think of the build, when you think of her in combat, most players do think that she is the mage classification, but she is a marksman and she is physical damage. Now, that is something to definitely remember because she can attack from afar, but there also are a lot of places that require physical damage or some places that only require magical damage. Now, we know from playing this game that the Graveborn and the Maulers are the two strongest factions that we currently have, with the Lightbearers and, of course, the Wilders lacking a little bit. Celestials and Hypos I am not taking into account. Now, for these heroes, the affinity in here, you can see exactly what item they do love. When you're building out the affinities, it is going to yield you rewards. It does take a little bit of time, but you can see we got some treasure out of there. As we continue to build this, it is going to unlock different parts that this hero has. But overall, we want to make sure that we're getting the rewards out of these heroes and out of all of the heroes that you're using in battle. Looking at our skills and abilities, this is where we really love it. So the ultimate ability does a summon. Now, if you've played any games where they do have ads or where you do have summons, Mr. Carlisle, I think it's Mr. Carlisle, called to assist in battle. Now, this is really broken when you do the Queen summon, which of course is the ultimate ability. So essentially what you want to do is ramp her up as fast as possible with as much energy as possible, allowing her to ult. This is really the broken part of this hero itself, is when you summon Mr. Carlisle, Mr. Carlisle provides crowd control to the entire team. This is the reason why when you're doing your initial summons, you do get this hero very easy, because when it comes up on the battlefield, it will crowd control everyone, which is very, very powerful. Now, of course, looking in here, increases Cecia and Mr. Carlisle's attack speed. Again, the faster attack speed, similar to what we see in AFK Arena with haste. The attack speed in here is very strong because it is going to let you actually ult a little bit quicker, which again is one of the big reasons when you look at this hero used in a bunch of different game modes, but also used as a bunch of different substitutes in there because you do have the ad. Then, of course, Cecia damages or deals enormous damage every few normal attacks. So she'll do her normal attacks at a point. She will actually go and do more damage, and enormous damage, which is awesome. Usually in my formations right now, I know she is the highest level, only being at an epic, but she is far and above the biggest damage dealer that I do have. Now, as we continue to build her, attack speed goes up again with the hero focus during battle. She gains extra attack speed, and Mr. Carlisle's presence unlocks at Legendary Plus. So the attack speed goes up when Mr. Carlisle is there. So again, having the ability to self-buff, which is huge. Then you put some support heroes in there, which is awesome. Throw some artifacts in there that are going to increase the attack speed. You can really amplify Cecia's damage within there. Looking at Mythic, Cecia entangles an enemy, absorbs status or stats from that target. Now, of course, absorbing the stats, she entangles an enemy. So again, when it comes to crowd control, when you start getting into level deficiency, when you start getting into PvP, very strong with the crowd control aspect. And then, of course, the Supreme Plus. The required normal attacks to trigger agonizing puncture is reduced, which of course is this one. So every few attack. And of course, you can break out and see exactly what the full one in here. So you're getting some defense penetration in here, but every 3 attacks. When you get to this one, it goes to every 2 normal attacks in there, which are kind of broken. But again, when we look at Mr. Carlisle, this is one of the biggest things that this hero has. So gets all of the stats. Normal attacks deal 170% of the damage within 1 tile arc. So Mr. Carlisle does not attack one single target. There's an arc that he will hit everyone together. So when you have a hero like Iran, where you actually pull all those targets together, makes a really big difference. He gains 45% max HP, loses HP per second. When he is summoned, he initiates the Tangled Agony, which of course is the root or the crowd control aspect we have in there. And then of course, just building them up again brings them a little bit stronger. In here, the attack speed goes up by 50, which is massive. Gets a little bit of life drain, then the attack goes to 55. Attack speed again goes up another 15. She gains 9 attack speed while Mr. Carlisle is in the battlefield. Then it goes all the way to 25 and 15. So again, when you think of the ability to self-buff a damage-dealing hero, it is huge in here. Then, of course, the Trial of Thorns, like we were talking about, the entanglement with the Trial of Thorns, the absorb sap stay until the battle ends and are shared with Mr. Carlisle. That is right. So she is going to take in physical defense, magical defense, making her very hard to kill. Those stats are going to transfer, of course, to Mr. Carlisle, which is very, very strong. Skill prioritizes enemies who have not reached the limit and are not controlled. Then, of course, you can see absorbs one target's vitality. And then, of course, the damage goes up overall with the entanglement in there. Again, making this hero very, very cool. Let's go ahead and see her in combat. Now, I've been going through, again, a couple different places, and I've actually hit the point where AFK progression, we went up another 10 floors, as you can see right here, getting through a few more stages. But when you look at the battle, this is what I really want to focus on, is you have the ability, so I put Leica in here, and I can actually drop Cecia right here. But an artifact like this increases the attack speed of the rearmost hero when the battle starts, and then further grants the attack speed. So if I put something like this on her, she is buffing the attack speed. That is buffing the attack speed at the beginning of battle, getting Mr. Carlisle up much faster, which means we're going to be able to essentially amplify the damage that she's doing. And you can see even there, the attack speed, look how fast she attacks, guys. She goes through, and there we go, entangled. Crowd control is up right there. Mr. Carlisle tanks. That's another really big thing to remember in this game mode, is not only can Mr. Carlisle, when he is summoned right there, boom, tanks all of those enemies. You're taking damage off of all of your tanks. Also, with the crowd control aspect, you can actually have the ability to go through here and make a lot of progression. And it's almost kind of a cheese. And again, we kind of cheese it because, of course, the Awakened version, or excuse me, not the Awakened version, but Leica right there buffs the attack. So we're buffing it so fast, and you can see the bar every normal attack. Now remember, especially with the attack speed, not only are the normal attacks buffed, is every third normal attack, because of that high attack speed, is going to yield a bigger damage. So the damage for herself is going to go up. And as you can see, coming around and skirting around the battlefield, Mr. Carlisle's just chasing everybody. Even if Mr. Carlisle does not die, I can summon a second version of him, or it'll essentially just replace the one that is there. But looking at the damage, boom, 111K. And like I said, we're doubling up, almost tripling up on some of the damage dealers that we have in here, making Cecia an absolute priority. It is honestly pretty broken. And again, you can kind of cheese it with the artifact. You can kind of cheese it a little bit like overall, we built up Smokey a little bit higher with the summons that we just did, but also giving the ability to heal and make sure that Mr. Carlisle does stay up makes a big difference. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for the breakdown for the Cecia guide. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.